this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact steps to setting up your very own LLC in Georgia. But before we dive in, I just want to say congratulations, as setting up an LLC is a big step in the right direction. And so today you're going to clearly see how setting up an LLC will protect your personal assets and set you up for receiving funding in the form of grants, loans, and business credit. And to give you a quick overview, there are 6 steps that you'll need to do in order to properly set up your LLC. I've included them right here for you to look at, but I'm going to go over each one in more detail so that you know exactly what you need to do in the exact order you need to do them. And so Taylor Brands, the sponsor of this video, can take care of all of these steps for you, which allows you to spend more time growing the business. Which brings me to step 1, and that's choosing a business name. This might seem like the easiest step, but there are a few important things you need to know to avoid getting your name rejected. First off, Georgia has rules about name uniqueness. If your chosen name is already taken or too similar to an existing business name in the state, the name will get rejected. Another key point is that your LLC's name must clearly indicate it's a limited liability company. That means including words like limited liability company, LLC, L.L.C, or even LC in the business name. This is a non-negotiable. Without this designation, your name won't be accepted. And lastly, steer clear of using names that might imply your business is something it's not, like a government agency, bank, or insurance company. And so if you make sure to double check your business name on each of these categories, it should get approved so that you can then go on to step 2, which is getting a virtual office. And so a virtual office gives you the same benefits as a physical building, but you can operate your business from anywhere. And so with a virtual office, you can use that address as your business address. You should also be able to use that virtual office address with the bank. So when you're trying to get loans or business credit, you want an official looking business address that looks something like this right here. And what's great is that you can get a virtual office and a few of these other steps that I'll mention a little bit later through Taylor Brands. And so Taylor Brands is a very well-known business formation company that can take care of a lot of these steps for you, which brings us to step 3, and that is choosing a registered agent. And so Taylor Brands can also act as your registered agent. And so a registered agent is typically a business that takes official mail from the state on behalf of your business. And so if the Georgia Secretary of State wanted to send your business official documents, they would send it to your registered agent that would then send it to you. And so it's very important that you choose a registered agent that is available during all normal business hours. And so once you choose a registered agent, it's now time to get that official paperwork. And that official paperwork is called your Articles of Organization. And this right here is a paper that says your LLC is legit and has been formed with the state of Georgia. And so in order to get the Articles of Organization, you'll need to answer a few questions on Taylor Brands' website. And so I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like so that when you go to register an LLC yourself, it's going to take you less than 10 minutes to set it up. But before I show you, I do want you to know about a DBA. And so a DBA stands for doing business as. And so this is when you conduct business under a different name than your LLC official name. And so if you decide to get a DBA in the state of Georgia, you are required to publish your DBA name in the local newspaper. The publication must run once a week for 4 consecutive weeks in the county where your business is primarily located. And you must do this within 45 days of filing your DBA. It's important that I let you know, because if you choose to do this yourself, you know about the process and you know the deadlines. But I'm going to show you how you don't even have to worry about that. Let's hop over to Taylor Brands. And so to get started, you're going to scroll down from the video. You're going to go to the business startup section, and then you're going to click start an LLC. It's then going to take you to this page right here. You're going to choose the state of Georgia as the state of formation, or you can scroll further down to read about the different plans that they offer. They have light, essential, and elite. And so included with the essential plan is annual report filing. And so it can be nice for Taylor Brands to take care of this rather than you having to file it, but you have that choice. And then with the elite plan, you get everything branding. So a domain, website, logos, business cards, and so much more. And so if you're looking to get LLC formation plus marketing all in one place, then Tailor Brands is a really good option. And so it's very important that you write down what do you want to do versus what would you be okay with Tailor Brands taking care of it for you. So let's scroll back up and click Get Started. As an example, we'll say Darcy Education, and then I'll check to see if it's available in the state of Georgia. And then it's going to ask us to tell them about our business. And so what stage is our business in? Is it just an idea, taking the first steps, about to launch, or already in business? We'll say it's just an idea right now and go to next. When are we planning to launch Darcy's business? Let's say as soon as possible, and then go to the next page. And then what industry is Darcy's Education in? We can say education. What type of products are we selling? We're going to go with professional services and then move on. Are you planning to hire employees in the upcoming year? No, I am not. Where will Darcy Education operate from? Let's go with 3003. And where will Darcy Education serve customers? We'll go with online. And it's going to ask us what services do we need done? Do we need LLC? Do we need logo, insurance, sales, tax permit, taxes and accounting, a website, domain, EIN? And so as you can see, you can get a ton of services with Tailor Brands. It's just about choosing what works best for you. And so for now, I'm going to go with an LLC, a logo, a website, a domain, and then licenses and permits, and then hit next. And so now it's going to ask us what have we already done for Darcy Education. And so right now we haven't done any of these steps. If you've been acting as a sole proprietor and already have an EIN, you will need to get a new EIN after the LLC has been formed, as the EIN is tied to the type of business you had. And so if you've been acting as a sole proprietor and have already had an EIN, once you get an LLC, you will need a new EIN. Moving on, it's going to ask us what have we done in the managed category, like taxes and accounting, as well as trademarks and websites. Right now we have nothing, so we're going to hit none of the above and go to the next page. And then it's going to ask, how did you discover Tailor Brands? You're going to say YouTube. And so now it's time to type in our information and then let Tailor Brands take care of the rest. Congrats, you have your LLC set up. Now it's time for step 5, which is creating an operating agreement. This document isn't required, but is very helpful as it outlines a lot of key information that you need to talk about in order to make sure that your business runs smoothly. So you might be wondering, what exactly is an operating agreement? It's a written document that outlines how your LLC will be managed. It covers important details like ownership percentages, responsibilities of the members, as well as how decisions will be made and what will happen if an owner wants to leave or if altogether y'all decide to close down the business. And so as you see, the operating agreement includes a lot of very important details that you want to talk about with your business partners or think about or write down if you're running your business as a single owner. And so by having this document written out, you are well prepared to handle any situations that might come up between your business partners as you continue to grow the business. You want to make sure that you have the official LLC documents back from Tailor Brands. If you don't have that paperwork back, you do not want to move forward to this next task. And so once you get that paperwork, you're going to then want to get an EIN. An EIN stands for an employer identification number. It's like the social, but for your business. And so you can get an EIN with Tailor Brands, or you can get it directly by going to the IRS website. You just have to make sure you have those articles of organization first before you set up your EIN. And so once you have your EIN, you can then open up a business checking account. One of the best online business checking accounts is Relay. With Relay, you're able to open up 20 checking accounts and 50 virtual debit cards. I know that might sound like a lot, but that's the max that you can do. And so if you want 3 or 4 checking accounts, you have that option with Relay. And so once your business checking account is set up, you then want to look into licenses and permits. One thing that you should know about forming an LLC in the state of Georgia is that you will likely have to get a license or permit that's specific to that county. And so that's a very important step that you'll need to do because you don't want to start conducting business without having the licenses and permits to protect you. But I know you're going to set up your business correctly. There's then one more step that I want to mention, and that is the BOI report and annual report filing. And so the BOI report stands for the Beneficial Ownership Information Report. And this is required for you to fill out at least 90 days after you form your LLC. If you don't fill out this form, you can be fined $500 per day. So you want to make sure to submit this form at least 90 days after forming your LLC. And then we have annual reports. And so in the state of Georgia, there will be annual reporting requirements to the state so that they know how well your business is doing and if you're still in business. And so you want to make sure to fill out those annual reports. And so it's official now. You have your LLC set up and you know the steps you need to do after you form the LLC. Let me know if you have any questions at all and make sure to watch this video right here. It's going to walk you through step by step on how you can find grants for your business.